Hello students, so I am back again with the next series of recordings. अब यहाँ पे जो lectures आपके हैं मैंने किस तरह से divide करे हैं इस पूरे साल में, और तो मैंने इसका एक वीडियो आपको पहले भी दिया था. So इसमें हम लोग क्या करने वाले हैं इस साल में, competitive material जो है that I am going to put on the YouTube, right? So उस competitive में specifically NEET. So NEET में जितने भी आपके theoretical portion है class 11 और class 12, that all I will put, and also I'll make it a point to discuss a few questions जिस तरह के आपको NEET में आते हैं after the completion of every chapter. ठीक है? So हम लोग कैसे करेंगे कि हम लोग दो recordings जो है वो simultaneously डालने की कोशिश करूँगी. 4 recordings I will put in a week, right? So वो 4 recordings जो होंगी या 6 recordings I'll put in a week, जिसमें 3 recordings will be for 3 videos will be for class 11 topics और 3 videos will be for class 12. ठीक है? So today I'm just going to take an introductory session with you of class 11. So what we're going to start today, that is basic principles. So this is my first lesson. 11 थोड़ा सा tough रहता है as respect to plus 2. Okay, now let's go on to the first this thing now. Chemistry क्या हुआ? First of all, ये आपने junior classes में किया है. That what is chemistry? Chemistry जो है that is the branch of science which is going to study composition, properties, right? So composition, study its properties. These properties may be physical, these properties may be chemical properties, and it will also study about the chemical composition किसके बारे में? Of matter. So किस तरह से matter जो है वो change होता है from one phase to the other. क्या मैटर का कॉम्पोजिशन है, क्या मैटर के प्रॉपर्टीज है, all that we study under chemistry. Chemistry is a very extensive branch of science. ठीक है? So now basically there are many scientists who have given different statements about chemistry. जैसे there was a scientist by the name of Linus Pauling. उन्होंने बोला कि chemistry जो है is the science of substances, their properties, their structures and their transformations, right? So chemistry according to Linus Pauling क्या है? It is Linus Pauling के accordingly it is that branch of science which is going to, or you can say it is the science of substances. ठीक है? Substances going to be part of matter. It is going to be the study of properties of substances. ठीक है? It is going to be study of structure of substances, and it is going to be the study of transformation of substances. ठीक है? So this is what chemistry is. Now whenever we are talking of chemistry, we can divide chemistry into 4 main parts. So क्या-क्या हमें पढ़ना है? Sorry, in these particular classes, class 11 and 12. Class 11 और 12 में हम लोग chemistry को classify करने वाले हैं as organic chemistry, right? Organic chemistry क्या हुई? The study of organic compounds. Organic compounds क्या होते हैं? They are going to be those whose source जो होता है that is going to be living. Although अब बहुत सारे synthetically prepared भी हैं organic compounds, like urea, you know that was the first organic compound which was synthesized in the laboratory. But still, mostly we say कि organic compounds की जो study होती है या organic compounds जो होते हैं, they are going to be compounds whose source that is going to be living, right? So under the organic compounds हमारे पास क्या क्या आ गया? We have carbohydrates. These are common examples. We have hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons, they're going to be the fuels, right? Then we have fats. We have proteins. So all these इनकी जो हम study करते हैं, that is going to be known as organic chemistry. This will be introduced in class 11 और class 12 में ये बहुत extensive जो इसकी study है वो हम करेंगे. Second जो हमारे पास है that is inorganic. Now inorganic chemistry, that is the study of inorganic compounds. Inorganic compounds में हमारे पास कौन से compounds आ गए जिनका जो source है that is going to be non-living, right? So there are lots of them जो कि आपको पता है inorganic compounds. You know what is NaCl, which is known as the rock salt. You know what is Na2SO4.10H2O, which is known as the global salt. You know what is Na2CO3.10H2O, which is going to be washing soda. So likewise जितने भी inorganic compounds होंगे उनकी study हम under inorganic chemistry करते हैं. Then the third one which we have, that is physical chemistry. So अब physical chemistry क्या होगी? Physical chemistry में हम क्या पढ़ेंगे? We are going to study about the physical properties and constitution of matter. मैटर किस चीज से बना है, क्या उसकी फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज है या क्या उसकी प्रॉपर्टीज है, क्या उसकी केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज है, क्या एनर्जी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशंस होती हैं इन एनी रिएक्शन. सो मैथमेटिकल एस्पेक्ट जो केमिस्ट्री का होता है दैट ऑल वी स्टडी अंडर फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री. ओके, सो दिस मेनी चैप्टर्स दे गोइंग टू कम अंडर दिस. देन उसके बाद वी आर आल्सो गोइंग टू स्टडी अबाउट द केमिकल कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ एलिमेंट्स इनटू कंपाउंड्स, जिसमें हम लोग लॉज की जो स्टडी है वो काफी डिटेल में करेंगे. ठीक है. देन द फोर्थ मेन ब्रांच ऑफ केमिस्ट्री दैट इज analytical chemistry. So analytical chemistry is which we have just recently around 8-10 years back ये वाली जो ब्रांच है वो आई है. तो ये हमें various methods देती है for the analysis of chemical substances, कि किस तरह से हम quantitatively और qualitatively analyze कर सकते हैं. Importance इसका क्या रहेगा analytical chemistry का, कि हमें पता चल जाता है कि किसी भी कंपाउंड में या किसी भी एलिमेंट में, किसी भी कंपाउंड में कौन सा एलिमेंट प्रेजेंट है और कितनी उसकी क्वांटिटी प्रेजेंट है. ठीक है. सो दैट ऑल वी स्टडी अंडर एनालिटिकल केमिस्ट्री. दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड अ वेरी upcoming branch of chemistry. So अगर आप this is for all those who do not want to go in for IIT, JEE and you know for NEET, आगे अगर उनको केमिस्ट्री में अपना career pursue करना है, so these are some of the fields. Apart from this हमारे पास specialized branches भी होते हैं केमिस्ट्री के. Specialized branches of chemistry. Now when we talking of specialized branches of chemistry, the first one that is biochemistry. Biochemistry क्या हो गया? It is going to study substances which are related to living organisms, right? Living organisms or life processes. So we are combining over here chemistry with biological processes. That is what we are going to study under biochemistry. The second one which we have, that is medicinal chemistry. Medicinal chemistry. Medicinal chemistry क्या हो गया? It is going to deal with application of chemical substances in medicines. Most of the medicines they are formed from chemical substances. ठीक है. तो कौन सी जो मेडिसिन है वो कौन से टारगेट को हिट करेगी और कौन सी डिजीज को क्योर करेगी, दैट ऑल वी स्टडी अंडर मेडिसिनल केमिस्ट्री। देन द नेक्स्ट वन व्हिच वी हैव, द थर्ड वन, दैट इज soil and agricultural chemistry। So this is soil and agricultural chemistry। इसमें हम लोग एनालिसिस करते हैं सॉइल का और ट्रीटमेंट करते हैं सॉइल का, सो दैट जो क्रॉप है वो उसकी हमारे को बेस्ट यील्ड मिले। ओके, फिर we have the fourth one which is geochemistry। Geochemistry, now geochemistry that is going to study the natural substances, जैसे ores हो गए, minerals हो गए, coal हो गया, petroleum हो गया, तो इन सब के बारे में हम geochemistry के अंदर पढ़ते हैं। फिर apart from this we have industrial chemistry। Now what is industrial chemistry? It is going to study chemical processes for production of useful chemicals। कि कौन-कौन से chemicals जो है वो हमारे को डे टू डे लाइफ में जरूरी है, कितनी क्वांटिटी किस substances की या chemicals की उसमें होनी चाहिए, that we all study under industrial chemistry। And then one branch you must be familiar with, that is going to be nuclear chemistry। Okay, so nuclear chemistry में obviously हम लोग nuclear reactions, nuclear fission, nuclear fusion, वो सारे reactions जो हैं हम under nuclear chemistry पढ़ते हैं। आप under nuclear physics पढ़ते हो उसको। पहले ये nuclear chemistry was a part of class 11 chemistry, but now it is not there any longer। Okay, फिर उसके बाद हमारे पास आ जाता है structural chemistry। Structural chemistry, so name itself is suggesting कि structural chemistry क्या हो गई? It is going to study various techniques used to study the structure of chemical substances, and another term which you are quite familiar of, that is going to be polymer chemistry। क्लास 2 में भी आप इसको काफी डिटेल में पढ़ोगे। तो केमिकल सब्सटेंसेस जिनके बहुत ज्यादा हाई मॉलिक्यूलर मासेस होते हैं, जैसे प्लास्टिक्स हो गए, मेलामाइन हो गया जिसकी क्रॉकरी बनती है, देन वी हैव बेकेलाइट जिसके स्विचेस बनते हैं, ठीक है, देन वी हैव पॉलीविनाइल क्लोराइड जिसकी पाइप्स बनती हैं, पॉलीथीन जिसके पॉलीथीन के बैग्स बनते हैं। सो ऑल दैट वी स्टडी अंडर पॉलीमर केमिस्ट्री। एंड अनदर गुड एग्जांपल ऑफ दिस इज नाइलॉन सॉक्स वगैरह आपको पता है, स्वेटर्स आप पहनते हो। फिर उसके बाद रेयॉन, डेक्रॉन, सो ऑल दीज दैट इज स्टडीड अंडर पॉलीमर केमिस्ट्री। फिर उसके बाद हमारे पास आता है लिम्नोकेमिस्ट्री। लिम्नोकेमिस्ट्री, दिस मस्ट बी अ न्यू टर्म फॉर सम ऑफ यू। ये स्टडी करेगी रिवर वाटर को और वाटर रिजर्वॉयर्स, right? So it is going to be the study which is involved or the chemistry of rivers and water in the reservoirs, that we study under limnochemistry. And the last one which I am going to do today, that is phytochemistry। Phytochemistry क्या हो गई? It is going to study chemistry of plants। So these are some of the important specialized branches of chemistry। Now you know there were a lot of scientists, या आप कह सकते हो कि there were a lot of people who were involved in giving us what we have today। So who are going to be the important chemists and what are their achievements, that I am going to do the next topic. Alright, so my next topic is important chemists and their achievements. So कौन important chemists थे और क्या उनकी achievements थी? The first one which I am going to discuss over here, his name was Lavoisier. His name was Lavoisier, Anthony Lavoisier. He is also known as father of modern chemistry, right? Then this was, what was his achievements? The first achievement of Lavoisier was that he explained the exact explanation of combustion. So he gave us the exact explanation of combustion कि किसी भी फ्यूल को अगर हम बर्न करते हैं तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, वाटर और हीट जो है वो जनरेट करता है. That was explained by Anthony Lavoisier. Then second, he gave us the composition of water. That is, he showed that water consists of hydrogen and oxygen. Right? So this was the second achievement. Third achievement was that he gave us the law of conservation of mass, or in other words, he proposed the theory of destructibility of matter, right? So he gave us the theory of indestructibility of matter. Then he gave us the definition of element. He was a scientist who gave us the definition of element. Then he proposed the system of, chemical nomenclature, right? So he gave us the system of chemical nomenclature. So this was Anthony Lavoisier, the first scientist who's also known as father of modern chemistry. He gave us the exact explanation of combustion. He showed that water consists of hydrogen and oxygen. He gave us the theory of indestructibility of matter. He gave us the definition of the element, and he proposed the system of chemical nomenclature. Okay? Second, let's go on to the second. The second scientist is John Dalton. John Dalton, ठीक है? अब John Dalton क्या है? He postulated that all elements are made up of atoms. In fact, he was a scientist who gave us the concept of atom, right? So you know that we will study that he gave us the Dalton's atomic theory. So this was his first achievement. That he gave us the Dalton's atomic theory. ठीक है? Secondly, he determined the relative masses of atoms. So he determined the relative masses of atoms, right, of many elements. Then the third scientist, all these you're going to study in details. I'm just giving you an introduction today. Third is Richard. So he gave us one of the law of chemical combination, which is law of reciprocal proportions. He gave us the law of reciprocal proportions. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद we have Joseph Proust. He also gave us one of the laws of chemical combination, that is the law of definite proportions. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद we have Gay-Lussac. Gay-Lussac gave us the law of combining volumes. He gave us the law of combining volumes. And then you've done this in class 10. Avogadro, who gave us the Avogadro's hypothesis, right? फिर उसके बाद we have Berzelius. He gave us the symbols of many elements. Right? Berzelius gave us the symbols of many elements. Then we have Faraday. You know about Faraday. Faraday gave us the laws of electrolysis. He gave us the laws of electrolysis. In fact, he was the scientist who told us about the fact that electricity जो है या charge जो है वो matter के साथ associated है. So that was Faraday. Then we have Thomas Graham. So what did Thomas Graham give us? He gave us the law of diffusion of gases. Law of diffusion of gases. ठीक है? So this was Thomas Graham. And then you know about Mendeleev. He gave us the periodic table. Another important scientist, Arrhenius, he gave us the theory of ionization, which we are going to do in our upcoming lesson of equilibrium. Then Henry Becquerel, he discovered radioactivity, right? And finally Madame Curie, who discovered radium and polonium. So these are just a few of them. इसके अलावा बहुत सारे scientists हैं और बहुत सारे achievements हैं, which you will keep doing as we progress through the chapters. Okay? So this is what we have over here for today's class. Just a slight introduction, a continuation for the next class. In my next class, I am going to study about, going to tell you about matter